This is what a narcissist's phone games can do to your mental health. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you here. Today, we're diving into a topic that many of you have been eagerly awaiting. The phone games of the narcissist can broken your mental health. But before we jump into it, I want to extend a huge thank you for your continued support. Your engagement with the content, likes, subscribes, and shares means the world to me and helps our community grow. Now let's get into it. After exploring texting and waiting games in other videos, now we're going to answer a question about how narcissists play games on the phone. Well, your wish is my command. Let's uncover the tactics and strategies narcissists use in their phone interactions. Narcissists are glued to their smartphones like it's a part of them. You might be thinking, well, I'm always on my phone too. And that's totally normal. But here's the thing. You don't use your phone as a weapon, and that's what I want to talk about. For you, your smartphone is a tool for getting and sharing information, and for connecting with friends and family. Maybe you have some favorite apps or websites you like to check out, like for shopping or staying updated. That's how it should be. But for narcissists, their smartphone becomes a weapon right from the get-go. They start playing games with people virtually the moment they meet them, especially if they met through a dating app or online. And let me tell you, be careful with those dating apps. They're not always what they seem. When you first met the narcissist, you probably thought you were the only one they were interested in. But hold up, narcissists need multiple sources of attention and validation. It's never just about one person for them. You might be thinking, but I was married to the narcissist for decades. They were loyal to me, I was their main person. Hey, you're entitled to your thoughts, but I wasn't in that marriage with you. What I do know is how the narcissists use their smartphone. Think about it. How many different personas could they pull off through texts or calls? How many random people would pop into their life and you had no clue who they were? And the narcissist would just brush it off like, oh, just an old friend from school or something. And remember those times they'd vanish for days, claiming they needed a reset, or a solo trip to the mountains with their buddies? Yeah, not so fast. The narcissist's phone games likely started right when you met them. They'd send you texts with cute emojis, hearts, rainbows, unicorns, you name it. I've talked about this example a lot in my videos over the past year. They were masters at playing those texting games. They'd bombard you with emojis, right? And at first, during that love-bombing phase, you might not have noticed anything weird about getting 3, 4, even 5 hearts from them. I mean, who does that normally? But narcissists always go overboard, especially at the start, and they do it all through text. So they'd be hitting you up with all these cute emojis, puppies, rainbows, unicorns, hearts, and you'd fall for it. You'd start sending them back just as many, if not more. And before you knew it, they'd have you hooked. That's one of the tricks they pull with their phones. But here's what happens next. Once those emojis vanish and they start pulling back, you'd still be there, sending them messages like, hey, did you get my text? You'd be stuck on your phone, waiting for a reply, while they slowly started to distance themselves from you. You'd realize you weren't their top priority anymore. You thought you were in a real relationship, right? You were being kind, loving, stable, and healthy, just like you expected them to be. But that's the mask the narcissist wore to reel you in. And when they start pulling away, it hits you hard. You can't believe how all that love, empathy, and kindness just vanish overnight. There are a few reasons why it disappeared. First off, they knew they had you hooked. They'd already moved on to devaluing you, leaving you pining for them, wondering where they were, who they were with. You'd be texting or calling them every day, trying to get some kind of response. But most of the time, they'd just ignore you or send a single K to shut you down and make you feel worthless. That's classic narcissist behavior. They need people to stroke their fragile egos, to agree with everything they say, to cover up for them, and to make them feel good about themselves. And at one point, that person was you. It was me too, once upon a time. But now that you know better, you understand that using your phone to connect with others or keep up with the news is healthy. What's not healthy is spending all your time on social media, making fake accounts, spying on people, and pretending to be someone you're not. That's the narcissist's game. They use the smartphone to manipulate and deceive because they're always glued to it. You've probably been there, sitting beside the narcissist at a dinner or BBQ, but they're more focused on their smartphone than on you. Ever wondered why? Well, for starters, it's a clear message. They're not interested in what you're saying. They're not interested in spending quality time with you unless they're getting something out of it. Because let's face it, they don't really care about you. And chances are, they're texting someone else while they're at it. Narcissists always keep multiple people in their orbit. It's like they have a lineup of backups ready to go. They need that constant source of attention and validation. And at one point, you might have been one of their main sources until they decided to discard you. Let's think about this, folks. Remember those early days when you were all hearts and unicorns texting away on your smartphone with the narcissist. And then compare that to how they treated you when they eventually discarded you. It's like night and day, right? Because truth be told, they never planned on giving you that fairy tale ending. The way they juggle multiple relationships using their phone is downright sinister. It's manipulation on a whole other level. See, the thing about narcissists is they're always scheming, always thinking ahead, like they're playing chess while the rest of us are stuck on checkers. Let's talk about the narcissist's phone games for a moment. It always comes back to this one crucial point. They need multiple people to prop up their fragile egos. They crave constant validation, reassurance that they matter, even though deep down they know they're empty inside. They're solely focused on themselves, and they don't give a darn about anyone else. Remember those late-night texts, even when you were right beside them. It's like they were saying, I don't really care about you or what you're doing. I'm just checking in to see what you can do for me. And if you couldn't fulfill their needs, well, you were disposable. They'd toss you aside like yesterday's trash. Delete your number without a second thought. Reflect on the manipulative tactics of the narcissist and remember, you hold the key to break free. Whether you've been in that position before or you're there now, know that liberation is within reach. You have the strength to pursue a life filled with peace and joy, to shed the weight of their influence and rise to the surface, breaking free from their grasp. Always remember, you possess the power. Never doubt that. All right, folks, I trust you found today's insights valuable. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And hey, if you're seeking additional support, check out the free book and consider booking a one-on-one consultation in the description below. Sending love and blessings to each one of you. Until next time, take care. Bye for now.